When we picture a Hallmark Christmas movie, something very specific happens. A certain feeling washes over us. We're transported to a world wrapped in gentle snowfall, twinkling lights, soft music, and stories that always find a way to warm the heart. These movies are more than entertainment. They're an escape, a tradition, and a comforting ritual that many people return to year after year. Today, we're counting down the 15 most iconic Hallmark Christmas movie themes, the narrative ingredients that appear again and again because viewers never get tired of them. These are the familiar patterns that create that unmistakable Hallmark charm. You may recognize them immediately, or you might suddenly realize just how deeply they shape your favorite holiday films. So settle in, take a breath, and let's begin this festive journey through the heartwarming world of Hallmark Christmas storytelling. At number 15, we begin with a fan favorite, the holiday competition. These movies love to toss their characters into lighthearted contests, gingerbread bake-offs, cookie decorating matches, even town-wide scavenger hunts. There's something consistently delightful about watching two people, who may or may not already be butting heads, suddenly forced to team up or compete. These competitions create a warm kind of tension, where even losing feels like winning as long as you're surrounded by good company. And more often than not, someone learns that Christmas isn't about perfection or victory, but about the joy of participating and the laughter that fills the room when flour explodes everywhere. At number 14, we arrive at one of the most nostalgic themes, the reunion with a childhood sweetheart. This scenario almost always begins the same way someone returns to their hometown for the holidays, often reluctantly. And waiting there, whether behind the counter of a local store or trimming a tree in the town square, is the person they never quite forgot. The beauty of this theme is the instant chemistry. Their shared memories add warmth and depth to the present, and it becomes clear that time never truly severed the bond between them. These stories tap into a universal longing, the idea that maybe the past still holds something worth rediscovering. At number 13, we drift into a fairy tale. The Ordinary Meets Royalty storyline is a beloved Hallmark classic. These films usually begin with a chance encounter a stranger seeking anonymity, a traveler exploring a new place, or someone mistaken for a commoner despite being a prince or princess. The characters connect as equals. Eventually, the truth comes out, and there are gasps and misunderstandings. But in true Hallmark spirit, love proves to be more important than status or tradition. These royal romances offer a gentle escape, reminding us of childhood fairy tales where even the most ordinary person might capture the heart of someone extraordinary. Number 12 brings us to one of Hallmark's most plot-friendly devices, the unexpected inheritance. This story often opens with a letter or a phone call that changes everything. Suddenly, the main character inherits something meaningful, a cozy, vintage bookstore, or a beloved Christmas tree farm. The inheritance is rarely just property. It's a responsibility, a second chance. This twist forces the character to reevaluate their path and face possibilities they never considered. As renovations begin or traditions are revived, the character steps into a version of themselves they were always meant to become. At number 11, we explore one of Hallmark's most heartfelt themes, the single parent discovering love. These stories are rich with emotion because they're grounded in everyday challenges. Romance often feels impossible. Then someone new enters the picture, not with grand gestures, but through simple kindness. Maybe they help decorate a tree or teach the child something meaningful. The relationship grows slowly and tenderly. And in the end, love doesn't just unite two adults, it strengthens a family, reminding viewers that happiness can arrive when we least expect it. At number 10, we find a theme built on transformation, the Christmas makeover or life reset. This is the story of reinvention, the moment a character realizes their life needs a change, and Christmas becomes the perfect backdrop for that shift. Sometimes they take a new job or travel to a new place. Whatever the catalyst, the message is always the same. Change isn't just possible, it's beautiful. The holiday setting adds emotional weight, guiding the character toward a better version of themselves. And when the story ends, the character stands taller, steadier, and more aligned with who they really are. At number 9, we meet a theme that pits heart against profit, the corporate threat to a beloved tradition. This storyline centers around a big company trying to buy out or destroy something cherished by a small town, like a family run-in or a community center. The tension comes from unity. as neighbors rally together to keep their traditions alive. In the center of that fight are two characters who bond through their shared mission. This theme celebrates the power of community, reminding us that traditions matter. And of course, in the end, heart always triumphs over greed. It wouldn't be Hallmark otherwise. At number 8, we arrive at one of the most relatable themes, the story of a work-driven character learning to slow down. This person is overwhelmed by their job, constantly checking emails and racing from one meeting to another. They're successful, but exhausted. When circumstances bring them to a quieter setting, something shifts. They finally have space to breathe, reflect, and connect. They meet people who value presence over productivity and learn that simple pleasures are more fulfilling than professional accolades. These films give viewers permission to put down their phones, take a deep breath, and look around at the beauty of the holidays. At number 7, we celebrate the small town, arguably the backbone of Hallmark storytelling. These towns are not just settings, they are characters. They have twinkling lights, local family businesses, and cheerful neighbors. The small town often provides healing for the main character. It softens them, reminds them of kindness, and becomes the place where they finally let love into their life. Viewers fall in love with these towns because they represent something rare. A world where people look out for one another, holiday magic feels real, and anyone can find a place to call home. At number 6, we step into the enchanting world of Christmas magic. Hallmark uses supernatural elements sparingly, but they always add a beautiful shimmer to the story. These can take many forms: a mysterious old man who might be Santa, an angel sent to guide a character, or a wish that changes the course of someone's life. Whatever the form, the magic is gentle and always appears with a purpose. It arrives when a character needs hope, reminding them, and us, that wonder still exists in the world, especially during the holidays. At number 5, we reach one of the most irresistible tropes: the fake relationship that turns real. Maybe they need a date for a holiday party or a family gathering. Whatever the reason, two characters agree to pretend. But what begins as an arrangement slowly evolves into something authentic. They start to enjoy each other's company, and without noticing, the line between pretense and reality disappears completely. The magic of this theme lies in its natural build-up just to people spending time together until affection deepens into love. At number 4, we arrive at the holiday festival, the heart of community storytelling. These events bring the entire town together for something joyful, whether it's a parade, a fundraiser, or the lighting of a giant Christmas tree. The festival often becomes the story's centerpiece. It might need to be saved or reinvented. Working together allows romance to bloom naturally, creating opportunities for heartfelt conversations and shared victories. By the time the festival occurs, the town is glowing, the music swells, and the characters stand hand in hand, realizing how far they've come. We've reached the top 3. And at number 3, we find a true Hallmark classic, the effort to save a beloved family business. These businesses are deeply tied to memory bakeries, inns, or Christmas tree farms. The conflict usually centers around financial trouble, and the holidays hang in the balance. The main character steps in, using their skills to keep the business alive, and in doing so, reconnects with their own values. Saving the business becomes a symbol of saving something deeper: heritage, love, or connection. At number 2, we focus on a theme at the emotional center of countless movies: the rediscovery of home. This story begins with a character who moved away, chasing ambition or escaping something painful, but then Christmas brings them back to the house they grew up in, the town that shaped them, and the people who understand them. As they reconnect with their roots, something awakens. They remember who they are and what truly matters. This theme resonates because the holidays are often the only time we return home, revisit traditions, and reflect on how much we've changed. And finally, at number 1, we arrive at the heart of every Hallmark movie ever made: the true meaning of Christmas. No matter the plot, whether it's a royal romance, a small-town adventure, or a magical twist, everything ultimately leads here. The true meaning of Christmas in Hallmark storytelling is simple but powerful. It's kindness, generosity, forgiveness, and renewed hope. It's family found, chosen, or rediscovered. And above all, it's love in its gentlest form. This theme is why viewers return to these stories again and again. They're watching to feel something warm, safe, and profoundly human. Hallmark movies remind us that even in a busy world, there's room for softness, joy, and quiet miracles. And every Christmas, they invite us to believe. Thank you so much for joining me on this festive countdown. If you love the holidays as much as I do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more heartwarming content. See you next time.